Okay, guys, video number 2. This is similar to last time. This one you're on your own. So what I want you to understand here is that the numbers are not always going to add up to, like 6 and 2 is 8 and 6 times 2 is 12. Sometimes the numbers are going to be a little bit different. So you might have a negative 12. Well, the only way to get a negative 12 is to have a positive and a negative. So today we're going to look at a couple of different things. Number one, let's look at some of the numbers. So remember, it has to multiply to this number and add to this number. Well, 6 times 11 is 66, so that goes there. 6 plus 11 is 17, so that goes there. Okay, you can try this one here. Well, now I need to know negative 2 times what is 6? Negative 2 times 3? No, that would be negative 6, so I have to make it negative 3. So that's going to be negative 3. And then I have to add them. Negative 2 plus negative 3 equals negative 5. Okay? So just to give you an idea of what you're looking for. So by the end of this, you need to make sure that you know how to factor by splitting the middle. And you're going to be using GCF. Okay, so number one I'm just going to use this to show you what I did. First thing is 1 times 12 is 12. So that goes here. Okay? Next, I got 7. Where did I get the 7 from? Right there. So the 7 goes there. So it has to multiply to 12. And my B tells me add to B7. The only numbers that multiply to 12 and add to B7 are 4 times 3. Okay, so what do? I split up the 7 as 4 and 3. I GCF, I pull out an x. I'm left with x plus 4. I pull out a 3. I'm left with x plus 4. Remember that x plus 4 is 1, and the outside x plus 3 is the other. So hopefully that one you guys understand. Okay, and that would be what we had been doing in the past. Well, this is a little bit different. I'll show you how this one works. So, it has to multiply to negative 8, because 1 times negative 8, and add to be negative 7. Well, it's not really add to be negative 7. It's really subtract to be 7. So think about subtraction. They do add to be negative 7, but you have to think of subtraction. So 8 times negative 1. Well, that's negative 8, but it adds to be positive 7. Negative 8 times positive 1, negative 8. Ooh, but that adds to be negative 7. I found it. So I'm going to use negative 8 and positive 1. Split them up. X squared. I'm going to put the 1x here. Doesn't matter. You could put the 8x minus 8x minus 8. Pull out an x. I'm left with x plus 1. Remember, this is negative, so I pull out a negative 8, and I'm left with x plus 1. And the final answer is x minus 8 and x plus 1. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is try number 3. Remember, you are looking for things that multiply to negative 15, but when you combine them, you get negative 2. Okay, so start thinking of things that multiply to negative 15. I'm going to try one that's a little more difficult. Okay, so number 4, here we go. Number 5, you're going to see is already done. Here we go. Multiplies to negative 6, adds to be, what number's really in there? The number that's in there is a 1. So, multiplies to negative 6, negative 2 times 3, negative 3 times 2, negative 6 times 1, negative 1 times 6. These are my 6's, but I have to combine them to be a positive 1. Right here, this is my positive 1, because when I add those, I get a 1. That would be a negative 1, that would be a negative 5, and when I combine those, I'd get a positive 5. So, looks like I got my answer. Negative 2, positive 3. Split them up. New color. Split that up. 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 3. Split, 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 group. Pull out a 2x, I'm left with x minus 1. Pull out a 3, and I'm left with x minus 1. Final answer, 2x plus 3. And since this one shows up twice, x minus 1. Okay, last one. Follow me. I have numbers that 7 times negative 3 is negative 21, but they have to add to be negative 20. So I played around with it. Negative 7 times 3, well, that does multiply, but it gives me negative 4, and I don't want negative 4, I want negative 20. So I'm not even close. But negative 21 times a positive 1 is going to give me a negative 20. That's what I want. So negative 21, positive 1. Split them up. Negative 21, positive 1. Probably should show my grouping here. So let me just add in some of this. So let's get a color. Group, 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 group. 7x squared minus 21x. Pull out a 7 and an x. You have x minus 3. Pull out an x. You have x minus 3. And then you put this and this together here. And you're left with that. All right. So you could try this. And then once you're done, finish the back. If you have issues, let me know. Otherwise, let me know when you're finished and I'll come up with some extra equations for you. All right? That's it for video 2, factoring a trinomial. Make sure that by the end, you know how to use your GCF and understand how to split the middle.